Just remember walking block after block after block, looking for a bar at 5 o'clock in the evening, and it was impossible to find. And I didn't know I could just walk into 7-Eleven and just buy a beer so easily. I remember like the grandma at the house when I tried to give the gift, like literally being angry with me.
Oh my.
Like yelling something in probably Taiwanese or Chinese at the time and wouldn't accept them.
Hello everyone, Amadeus here, and today I have a guest with me who is a very genuine person, very honest, and I'm sure the interview with him gonna be blast. He's been my friend for many years, so I want to introduce you, Josh.
Hey everybody, my name is Josh Adams. So I was born and raised in Colorado, spent a lot of my professional life in Arizona. In 2009, America had a recession.
Yeah.
And so the company that I worked for had to close their doors and I became jobless. I decided to at least give myself anywhere from 3 to 6 months worth of traveling time in Asia.
This is the tricky part, right?
Yes.
3 months, and we're talking 12 years later.
Yeah, and so I had money in America, but in America, money is a lot different than it is here in Asia. So I just wanted to go someplace where I could kind of have like a little midlife retirement, where my money can stretch further than it would in America. And so I started to look into Asia, Japan, and China, and Thailand. And my research about those places is when I started to learn about Taiwan, the kindness of the Taiwanese people, how the Taiwanese people are very accepting of foreigners, and you don't always read about that when you read about some of the other countries that I was interested in. Taiwan became the choice.
So then you end up in Taiwan, right? That was the year 2009.
2009, yeah. I came in, I think it's about to be my 12th year anniversary. I first landed in Taipei, from there moved to Taichung, and then happened to come see a new friend in Kaohsiung, and that's where I felt Kaohsiung was different than Taichung and Taipei. The big reason why I chose to move out of Taichung is because there was no beach. I want to spend time getting to know the ocean, and I couldn't do that in Taichung. It was very difficult. So once I found that Kaohsiung was nicer than what I had heard about it, and it felt like a good city, it felt right. And then so I decided to move to Kaohsiung. And at the moment, I live in Tainan. Do you know what happy hour is?
You mean like if you go for a drink at some time and it's like promotion at that time?
Exactly. So in America, happy hour is a very big part of our culture, you know, especially for a young professional like I was at the time. Happy hour was a big part of my week. And I assumed everywhere in the world had happy hour. I thought that, you know, again, me being American and just thinking that everything's like America. So I'm walking around in this Taipei heat at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, assuming that this is where I could go to meet people, make friends, kind of like put myself out there. And as you know, bars and restaurants, or at least bars, don't open until 9, 10 o'clock at night here. And so I just remember walking block after block after block, looking for a bar at 5 o'clock in the evening, and it was impossible to find. I would see the Taiwan beer signs and stuff like that, but everything was closed. And I didn't know I could just walk into 7-Eleven and just buy a beer so easily.
You know, like Westerners, like they don't realize how convenient Taiwan is. Like my family was in Taiwan for 3 weeks, and they were like walking into 7-Eleven, but you know, I was trying to push them to try like local restaurants and things, so I never actually told them that whatever they see in the fridge, they can just heat it up on the spot in the micro oven. So like, you know, I have like a younger sister, and she's like, you know, at the time she was 10 years old, and she's like, I want to eat some pasta, I want to eat some spaghetti, you know, I want to eat some Western food because I'm tired of eating, you know, kids are like this, you know. And like, so why don't you just buy it here and heat it up? And she was like, why you didn't tell me? Why you tell me that last week when I'm here, you know?
Yeah.
But it's so convenient in Taiwan. What are the 3 most important things that keep you in Taiwan?
For me, it's stress-free for the most part. And coming from my professional life that I had in America, I always felt really stressed. I felt a lot of pressure. I felt a lot of competition. And here in Taiwan, I don't feel those pressures. So I think like Taiwan kind of provides a relaxing, go with the flow pace of life that I think that is good for my personality.
Also good for your health.
Yeah, so hopefully good for my mental and heart health and to the long term. You know, I think the Taiwanese people, I'm very fond of the Taiwanese people. The Taiwanese people have treated me with such great respect and welcomeness, and I don't feel any threats in Taiwan. I'm not threatened by Taiwanese or the Taiwanese culture. I don't feel danger. So, as we already know, Taiwan is basically the safest place on earth.
Yeah.
So like not being under any kind of like threat from other people's physical harm, violence, crime, COVID, like granted, we've had our worst COVID situation recently, but still compared to the rest of the world, where Taiwan is a shining light. And so I think the ease of life, the comfortability of safety, and then, I do think that Taiwan provides potential opportunities, like if you do want to start a small business, as yourself has and stuff like that, that it's not going to cost an arm and a leg. It's not going to take your entire fortune or do so much of risk that if like you want to try to do different things, if I choose to get out of my current career, that I feel that Taiwan allows you to try stuff without necessarily breaking the bank or your back to do so.
Do you have any situation that you came here with your, the way you were raised and like, you see all your life in US, and then you fought the same way in Taiwan and did the same thing and was like complete failure or like misunderstanding?
One of the bigger memories was with my first girlfriend here in Taiwan. Her family had got me a hotel room in a very nice fancy hotel room in Taichung. And so they paid for it, and it was just, it was a nice gesture from them. I wanted to do something in return from them. And this hotel that I stayed at had slippers that were furry, super comfortable. Like I just remember never seeing a slipper like this.
Okay.
And so this slipper was so nice that I thought that I would try to buy everybody in the family some slippers. I had dinner date later on that night with the family to go meet the uncles and the aunts and all that kind of stuff. And so I went and I bought a bunch of slippers. I think they were at the time $1,000 a pair. But anyways, it was the idea that I just wanted to, wow, have you guys seen these slippers?
Yeah, so nice.
So I went to go give them, and I guess this is not acceptable gift.
Oh, no.
No, and so I remember like the grandma at the house when I tried to give the gift, like literally being angry with me.
Oh my.
Like yelling something in probably Taiwanese or Chinese at the time, and wouldn't accept them, and and so like I think basically I bought $6,000 worth of slippers, and they all probably went to waste and into the trash.
Oh yeah.
A little bit after.
Do you know why, right?
I think it's something maybe about sending people to their, if you give shoes as a gift, it means like I'm trying to send you to your death or something.
I think like it's definitely walk away from the friendship, something like this, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Walk away from the friendship and we're just starting it, yeah.
Talking about gifts, so if you would like to bring something from Taiwan to your country, to your family and friends, what would you pick?
I think I would give little figurines, little stuff to show what like maybe certain cultures like in Taiwan. If anybody knows where to find this, I've only seen them once, but I remember in the north, we had like the Binlung girls.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And I remember some little figurines like Binlung girls, like night market stand people, like,
stuff. So
cool. It was, kind of like, so like, I think it'd be cool to kind of like take something that people could look at and talk about and hold it, and, and show other people when they came over to their house and ask.
But it's very iconic, this guy.
Yeah. So like miniature night market people, miniature Binlung stuff, I think that could be conversation starters.
Yeah. And people would come and ask, why is it this?
Why is this there?
Yeah, it's really, Like my family was obsessed with their cats. There's cats that grab you money, just buy 10 of them, you can retire basically. They're gonna grab money for you 24 hours. This is actually, I know it's kind of cliche, but actually Josh is one of the first person I met in Taiwan who started talking to me, like out of blue, about eating stinky tofu.
So I'm a big fan of stinky tofu.
How did you discover it? Like some Taiwanese friends bring you into the restaurant?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I could give credit to, a friend, girlfriend, somebody like that kind of got me to first try and start it. And like all food, there's different qualities and different varieties of that food. And so I think people need to understand that stinky tofu doesn't just come in one style stinky tofu, that if you find a good restaurant, or if you find somebody that has a nice truck and they have a few different ways of serving it, you don't have to just get it and I think what people imagine as stinky tofu from a night market. So stinky tofu can be really good. I'm a person who loves sauce. So like if you give me, like I can't eat white rice, but if you give me sauce to put on it, I can eat white rice.
So you say like if somebody doesn't like stinky tofu, the thing is actually they didn't try the good one.
One, they didn't try a good one. I also think a lot of people go into trying food with a predisposition about the food, you know, like we have our eyes. If food doesn't look good, we assume it's going to taste bad.
Yeah.
If food smells different, we assume it's going to taste bad. So, you know, my advice to anybody is, you know, it's your mouth that eats the food. So make sure that you don't let your nose or your eyes spoil the opportunity to try something good. Because stinky tofu can be really good, especially it's served in many different ways. So
yeah, I think there's actually lots of shops and they perfection, like they doing it better and better. They improve, they change the taste, and so just have to find the right place to experiment it. So basically life is like stinky tofu. Like don't judge it by the bad smell, maybe bad look, but you have to get deeper, get inside, look for the better one, and then even stinky tofu can be beautiful and delicious.
Yeah, no prejudgments. Give it a try more than once, maybe. Sometimes you got to do things 2 or 3 times.
But sometimes
like
also it's all about your mood, you know. You come with the bad idea before and like, but if you come like with the friends, like you are laughing. And it's actually, this is not so bad. Actually, this is good.
Yes, I agree completely.
It's definitely a good idea. Whenever I talk with Taiwanese people, America as a topic comes. They're very excited about America. They love to talk about America, and they kind of imagine it's like a dream place. And for me, like, you know, coming from Europe to Taiwan, I actually find so many good things about Taiwan. I'm always excited about Taiwan. And how do you feel as an American living in Taiwan for 12 years?
One, America exports entertainment better than anybody else. That's why I think
Hollywood.
Yeah, so I think that's why everybody is interested or can reflect or relate something compared to America. If you already don't know, America is probably one of the most prideful cultures in the world. You know, Americans are very proud to be Americans. We're very proud of our military, our economy, society, that sort of stuff. So I think Americans might be almost too proud to be American, and Taiwan is the opposite. I have an article that talks about the ranking of pride between countries. And on the list, I think Taiwan is 200.
No way.
On national pride. Yeah, of like 208. It's dead last. So at the time that this list was made, it's dead last in national pride, and to me that's disappointing. Taiwan is a really spectacular place, and I think Taiwanese should embrace that more.
You know, I actually realized that if you live somewhere like you don't appreciate, you know, like you talk to the local people. And you like, you know, I used to live in Portugal. I meet people from Lisbon, and I show them places. And like, this is like the most beautiful beach in the world. Like, this is so nice. This place. And I never been here. I was born here. You know, like, so that this is the thing. Sometimes you actually need people from outside to come to your place and say, you know, you actually live in a beautiful place. Like, I mean, you should go out. You should see the different places. You basically, if you're born in Taiwan, you live in Taiwan, you speak the language, you have family here. You won the lottery.
Thank you, Taiwan, for giving us this wonderful opportunity to live here and enjoy your country with you. Be proud of where you live. I'm proud of living here.
Yeah, Taiwan is awesome.
Taiwan is awesome.
Do you have any suggestions for our Taiwanese people?
Besides, you know, our recent conversation about being able to appreciate who they are and who their country is and the things that they offer to the world, and add a little bit more pride in who Taiwanese are as a country, but I would suggest getting out of Taiwan, definitely do some traveling. Sometimes foreigners joke, and don't take it wrong or personally, but we kind of call Taiwan a bubble, right? And because like we live in this safe place, this convenient place. So I would encourage people to, because when you live in a bubble like that, maybe people tend to get a little naive. And so I think it would be a good experience, and not just for Taiwanese, anybody in the world, but to travel internationally, to check out different countries. And then it will really give you the experience and the knowledge, allow you to compare and or appreciate where you come from a little bit more or better. I think if Taiwanese got out, it's gonna open up any mind. So I would suggest more Taiwanese to travel.
I actually think if people travel more, like world would be a better place, because if let's say every year you come to different country, you make friends with people there. And I mean, actually, this would be like solution for the peace in the world, you know? Because if you make friends here and there, you learn about this place and that place, you actually understand the world better and your life is better.
中天财经频道与前同行，联准会超英升息抗通膨。
美国的他们的通膨呢已经开始下降，对不对？所以有很多人都讲说，这个通膨的问题
解决了呀，
已经结束了，对不对？最坏的情况已经过去了，
至少减缓。
对，所以股市呢应该不会更坏。可是我的问题是，现在通膨的危机大致上已经大概解除了1/3或者是1/5了。可是呢，另外一个问题呢，就是呢经济衰退的问题，现在才刚刚开始，
而且是全球性。
施工底加啦，分析师林永年不藏私，投资心法手把手，教你把小钱变大钱。请锁定每周晚间8点，中天财经频道，张雅婷和您与前同行。
全球政经周报2月重磅登场，知名经济学家、留美学者、国内智库专家带您聚焦全球大事。
这一次跟避险基金对坐，所以让他们大赔。
关注美中台关系，
大陆的军事力量要开始突破美国的封锁，
地方或是民众不同意美猪或莱猪的进口，其实是增加政府的谈判筹码。
掌握世界整体经济趋势。
我比较担心的是，大陆跟美国他们所采取的2个政策，
就先要处理日本核食的问题，对吧？你核食不处理的话，日本绝对不会同意要跟我们谈。
每周6日晚上6点准时上线。
最顶级的豪车试驾，最热门的新车尝鲜，最实用的空间展示。每周1、周5晚间9点，别忘了 YT 搜索中天车厂家。每周3套中到12点，朱朱哥来聊车陪你一起来直播，更别忘了帮我们按赞、点阅、分享，开启小铃铛哦。
新总统级的顶级食材，秘制独家配方，以10多道严谨的工序，将严选的大干贝、珍珠鲍、石斑鱼菲力入酱，上快点购的网站来订购，就拥有5星级的食材，同时还有推荐代码 CTI 999就能够享优惠，给大家总统级的享受。